Welcome, friends.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tales of Eldura. We are so happy that you can be joining us tonight after our lull for a little bit. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you're joining us later on YouTube, we're super happy that you're here as well.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a little bit. So just in case you are new to us or to our channel, we are Beth Ball and Jonathan Ball of D&D Duets. We write adventures and advice for playing one-on-one D&D, and Tales of Eldura is our one-on-one live stream set in our homebrew world of Eldura. And we'll get the session summary and everything from Garreth once we dive into the session.
There is a couple of kind of important things happening, though, right now. Honey, you've got a new book behind you.
I do. I got it's here too, so I didn't have to go get it from behind. So, da da da. Story Magic is the newest novella in the Age of Azuria series. It's so cute. It comes out June 1st. It's available now for pre-order, and fiction patrons have already received an early release copy. And so if you would like to be a fiction patron and or receive an early release copy, you could read it today.
Yeah.
So it is situated. We follow Persephone. This is Persephone. If you watched the birthday episode, then you are familiar with her. So we follow Persephone from the end of Buried Heroes, which we'll talk about in a second, through her storyline, and the storylines taking shape around her and Advarian Heist. And it also contains a lot of the lore of Azuria, which is really fun.
Persephone is what, like, I love all of your D&D characters, but Persephone has a super special place in my heart because she's she's too cute. And she's funny, and you never know what she's going to do.
She's pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really happy with how the novella came together, and it has like so many of my favorite stories about Azuria and how Azuria came to be, as well as several stories about the world of Eldura.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to run around in Eldura some.
Good. You're about to. Or do you mean in the Eldura series?
I mean all of it.
All of it?
All
the things. We're excited about them.
Yeah.
Caroline is excited. She's taking a nap.
She's wiped out. She can't even take it. So our stream tonight... oh no, I don't have my script pulled up.
That's okay. Do you want me to do it?
No, I'm a scramble.
Okay.
No, you do it.
Okay.
Our
stream tonight.
A super special moment too, because I'll let you tell people. Okay, our stream tonight.
So instead of our usual sponsor of Aurora, our stream tonight is sponsored by Buried Heroes, novel number 1 in the Age of Azuria epic fantasy series. So 2 special announcements around Buried Heroes. 1, it is now available for free on all ebook platforms, or you can get it off of my website, bethballbooks.com, for free if you want to just kind of dive into the series. Also, Buried Heroes is celebrating her 1-year birthday tomorrow. I was going to say anniversary. She turns 1 tomorrow. Yay! And so, we thought we would celebrate during tonight's stream because we stream on Tuesdays, but her birthday is tomorrow. So, yay!
It's crazy that it's been a year since you released your first book, and you have like a whole bookshelf behind you now.
Yeah, 5 books.
It's mind-boggling to me. And here I am sitting, having never written a book.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that to you.
Okay, deal. I think you're really cute.
In addition to Buried Heroes, our stream is sponsored tonight by our patrons who fund and pay for our time to do all of our streaming and video creation and editing and stuff like that. So we're eternally grateful for our patrons who are helping us put together a Land of Vampires one-on-one D&D campaign. and they're enjoying adventures from that.
And fiction patrons are sponsoring a monthly short story.
And let's see.
We didn't say how they can get there to our Patreon.
Oh, if you want to check out our Patreon and support our work, you can join our patrons over at patreon.com/GroveGuardianPress. Additionally, we have tons. It's been a while, so we have a ton to talk about. Beth and I are going to be. We have a booth and a stream, and we're running games at Dungeon Con Online at the end of the month. So our dear friend Lisa Penrose put us onto this cool opportunity to share some one-on-one D&D goodness. And so we're going to be out there. So come check us out. Come hang out with us. Swing by the booth. Say hello. And yeah, we could play a game together. I'm going to be DMing some stuff adapted for a group that's coming from Land of Vampires. And Beth and I have play tested a little bit of it, and it is super fun.
And our stream for the weekend is, instead of Tabletop for Two that Friday, so it's Memorial Day weekend, which is May 28th through May 31st. So that Friday, May 28th at 8 p.m., we're doing our special Land of Vampires stream with the two of us playing one-on-one. I will play my Land of Vampires character, Braceras Ravistenia, and Jonathan, you will be DMing for me, right?
That's right. We're going to Braceras has a very special relationship with the notorious vampire from Steim Harad, and so we are looking forward to seeing how that goes. It's been a while since we played with Braceras, but she's a super fun character because she is scary.
Someone left her on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, that's what you do to end a campaign.
That makes sense. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have streams, and you'll be DMing some streams. We'll be hanging out in the booth. Tentatively, and I'll make sure this is linked on dndduet.com. Tentatively, if you go to dndduet.com/dungeon-con, you'll be able to find the link. I'm still making the page, so that's why you can't. Don't go today. It doesn't exist yet, but that's, I think, where it will be. I just need to make sure I can get everything set up there. And if not, then we'll post a note somewhere on here to let you know that that's not the place to go and that you should go somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we have a lot of things going on at the moment, and I haven't made the page yet. I'm trying to finish novel number 3.
Keeping the wheels on the bus over here. Oh, yeah. Honey, should I do the thing?
Yeah. Oof, I think so. Is there anything else that, oh goodness. Well, now that we've stretched, we're more ready. Everyone take a stretch break. Is there anything else they need to know about Dungeon Con? I know it's sponsored by the DMs Guild and Kobold Press, as well as Goodman Games. And so I think it'll be really, really fun and cool. We're excited about it.
Yeah.
You can get tickets now.
It's going to be on this like top-down 2D environment
Town,
where you have an avatar and you like walk around a little convention and you see other little people walking around and exploring booths and playing games and things like that. And it's kind of like the art and the aspect ratio kind of reminds me of Pokemon a little bit, where you're just like a little person like going over places, and you sit down at different things, and then it switches over to like a teleconference Zoom style situation for the face-to-face interactions. It's really cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, go check out the website. I think we put it in the chat. Honey, I'm gonna do the thing.
Oh wait, and last thing is you can now subscribe to our channel, right? No, not subscribe. You can now sub. What is it called? We added a fancy thing to our channel. And also, Doug in Texas, welcome back. Super happy you're here. Boom Bunny, thank you for being here.
Boom Bunny,
Honey,
our first and OG subscriber.
Yeah.
Or sub,
Cool.
or I don't know what the cool Twitch language is, but Boom Bunny's the OG. That's what I know.
Sorry. I'm going to get my bookshelf all situated.
Well, it's very important.
Okay, now, Garreth, we're ready for you.
I'm Garreth Stowstack, heretofore a mild-mannered blacksmith plying my trade in the walled city of Respite. When through a catastrophic series of events, the nearby city of Beacon, a holy city, was drug into the infernal plane, taking with it all of its denizens, and namely, and most importantly, my own son, Patrick. An epic quest unfolded before me, and aided with the help of my dear friends Tessina and Evelyn, we prevailed into escaping the mortal bounds of the material plane and plunging into the negative planes, wherein we found the holy city of Beacon and rescued Patrick from certain demise.
Yes. If not worse.
Prying from his head the mantle of the Forge Lord Vulcan, I was granted a vision from the Flame God himself, showing me what had to be done and setting me on the epic quest to... I haven't done this for a while, my voice is like... Blah. The epic journey to redeem Vulcan's Forge and to bring him back into his domain. To do this, we've traveled to the Nagata city of Tilvane, and making unusual allies, we have found ourselves penetrating the cloistered arcane Protectorate of Mages, so that we can bring to the light of the flame their secrets.
And then when you got there to the Protectorate of Mages, you discovered that it was rather different than you thought it would be. And when you found yourself inside of a maze.
A strange, ever-shifting dimensional maze. We plundered their library, setting a bunch of fires, and finding some books. And we were in the midst of smash and grab when Garreth decided to explore the next chamber over, and by himself, naturally.
Again.
And encountered a being of magnificent power. Friend or foe remains to be discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for giggling. Carolina keeps tooting behind me.
We're just very comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know if my mic's picking that up or not, but it's making me giggle. Okay, yeah, we're very comfy.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's embarrassing. I had our tabletop for 2 overlay up still.
Oh no, honey.
There we go.
Okay, now we're all set.
Oh, we're the tabletop for 2 people as well. Our secret is out.
You're so funny. The little knight.
All right, DM honey.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
So, Garreth, inside of this stone chamber, a 9-foot tall female angel with a golden scythe stands. Looks at you. She's wearing dark gray billowy robes and like silvery armor.
I've seen people carrying around scythes before. Does this person give me any kind of Lucifer vibes from back in Respite?
Roll a something insight based. I'd be fine with if you want to do like perception or if you want to do like history or arcana. Insight's fine. Sorry, I was trying to remember what Garreth is proficient in.
25.
So with your 25, yes, she does have a Lucifer-y vibe. Not in the same way as the people you saw in Respite who were trying to take the, who wanted the shield.
Yeah, I kind of upset those people.
Yeah. And you don't have the shield anymore.
And Lucifer, remind me, so Lucifer is the guardian who lords over...
Free will.
Over what?
Free will.
Free will. Free will. So Garreth is going to stop what he's doing, probably crouching at the next door and peering into the crack, and stand up and regard the angelic figure with some respect and give a nod, and just kind of see if it talks to us.
You have come far on your quest, Garreth Strozdak, have you not?
I've certainly wandered far afield, and yes, indeed, I have.
Have you found that which you seek?
Not yet, but I imagine I'm getting pretty close. I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage, you addressing me so familiarly and me unable to do so likewise.
My name is Relia.
Do I think that this... would Garreth get a sense that he should address this being... like, Mistress, Master, Your Honor?
I think you could use her name if you wanted. And yeah, I mean, I think Garreth as a cleric knows that when talking to angelic beings, it's a good idea to be respectful. I don't think that there's like a set, this is the title one uses when talking to angels title.
Perfect.
Well met, Relia. What brings you to these less than fortuitous environs?
Not fortuitous for you, perhaps.
Well, I suppose that remains to be seen.
The books that you received just now, have you looked at them?
Well, we set a fire in the library, so I haven't scoured them yet, but no.
Open one.
Garreth will do as he's bid and pick a book that looks particularly significant and open it up.
Okay, Garreth, you select a gold shining tome.
Seems important.
Twist the lock mechanism. Open it. And every page is blank.
Well, this will make a fine diary.
It's one of the tricks of the Protectorate of Mages, I'm afraid. Save for one tome in your possession, I believe. One that has been seeking you. You will not be able to read any of the books in your possession outside of the library from whence they came.
Ah. How frustratingly clever.
Yes. Tell me, Garreth, why do you not call your friends to your aid?
Oh, I'm afraid I didn't realize I was in need of aid.
That is good.
With my 25 insight, did I pick up any what's her attitude towards me?
Pretty neutral.
Pretty neutral. Okay.
It doesn't seem like if she wanted to attack you, you think she already would have come at you with her scythe.
Does Garreth get a sense of which book? She said like all the books save one I wouldn't be able to use. It seems like it'd be pretty advantageous to like look at the books, and the one that I can actually read would then be the one that's the most significant instead of taking it back into the library, right? So, does Garreth feel like he's in a spot that he can like see which book is going to have text on it now while he's talking to her, or is that just too disrespectful?
Yeah, you could do that. You might step out of the teeny hallway that you're in so that you don't fall if you need to leave.
Yeah. I think Garreth is fine coming back in.
Okay. So why don't you, she's going to step closer. I can't figure out how to get the yellow circle that I made to move. So we're just going to pretend that she steps closer to you.
I'll step closer to her.
Okay, thanks, honey. And so, yeah, Garreth, why don't you roll a investigation check to see which of your books that you can read?
By the flame in the forge, I sure hope I'm not standing here fumbling like a oaf. So 13 total?
Nice. Some of the books you can discard pretty quickly, as even their titles and spines are blank. These scrolls are a little bit harder as you have to unroll them, and lots of them have decorative text and runes that you can't read anyway. And so that seems to be one of the tricks around what Relia has just been explaining to you, that books that you can't read don't seem to mind retaining their text. Others that you think would be in a language that you understood, the text is either, sometimes it'll even stay, but it blurs beyond your perception, except for one, which you find after a few minutes, during which time Tessina kind of calls down the hall for you, which we'll do that in a second. You find one, which is a treatise from Vulcan's priests on the assault against the temple.
Ooh. Perfect. Cool. As I'm going through stuff, I think that he would, if he could, like keep one conversation going with Relia. Is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
Are you here in this Protectorate of Mages to help me on my quest to redeem Vulcan's forge?
No, in this case, our paths are intersecting. Are you in need of my help?
Well, I don't want to be nosy, but can I ask what you're doing around these parts?
I have an interest in the library, among other things.
How enigmatic. Unless you know of a great way to contact Asriel, defeat Alessandra, and or bring back Vulcan's forge, then I don't suppose I need much of anything else. You've been immensely helpful already.
I do know how to do some of those things.
Oh.
I would tell you, if you were asking, that you're searching on the wrong side of the Protectorate for what it is that you need. These walls change and morph depending upon the needs of those inside them. And so I would also tell you to be cautious what it is that you wish for, as the intentions puts out into the Protectorate tend to shape the world in which one finds oneself. Is that enigmatic enough for you?
Well, it is very enigmatic. You know who's really good with enigmaticness is my friends.
The nervous one in the hall.
Well, I was thinking about, yes, her, but also my grumpy friend is very mysterious.
She has found a text of interest to her. I think that's why she hasn't joined us yet. But Garreth, who are you talking to? Ah,
Yes,
you're so tall.
This is my angelic friend Relea.
Oh, I didn't even know you had an angel friend.
Well, I make friends wherever I go. You know that.
I did know that. Princess Slobberchops knew that too.
Relea was just relaying that...
It's Relaya.
Oh, now I'm embarrassed. I do apologize. Relaya was just telling me that we're on the wrong side of the Protectorate and that this place also shapes to whatever we're intending to find, and to be careful with that.
It is smaller than I thought it would be.
Well, I think we should backtrack and go through a different door, thinking really hard about what we intend to find.
Didn't we find what we intended to find with the books?
We found the first thing that we intended to find. We also talked about a vault, and wasn't there something that somebody wanted? And, I mean, what if I could just...
Yeah, Renege was kind of confusing about what it was that she wanted in here, and then she left us, so if she doesn't want to catch up to us, I don't know how we're supposed to find her the thing, or how we're supposed to get it back to her.
Garreth is going to get closer to Tessina and saying,
well, if I just think it really hard, maybe if I open a door thinking about, I don't know, Azrael's sword or Melina, then, maybe they'll be on the other side of the door.
Maybe. I mean, I think that could work. Do you trust her?
She hasn't given me a reason not to.
Right, well, I will follow you, and then maybe we will find Melina. Or the sword. Or both.
Ooh,
or something else.
Let's both of us think about her holding the sword.
Can Melina hold swords?
Oh, sure. She held many things when she had hands to do so.
Spirits have hands, kind of.
That'll be even easier then. She won't be out of practice.
So you want me to think really hard about finding Melina, you're sure?
Oh, I don't know. Do you have a better idea?
I just wanted to ask. Make sure.
Well, let's try it.
All right.
I think we have to go through a different door. The door ahead and this behind me. I don't know. She said this was the wrong side.
Yeah, it might have another plant monster in it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, angel friend. It's bye.
Don't tell anybody we stole stuff from the library.
Oh, I'll tell.
Alright.
Look.
Alright then. Evelyn, we're gonna go find Melina and the sword.
Be careful what you wish for. You hear just like kind of dancing down the hall after you.
Oh, that is ominous.
We're finding what now? The Melina is here. Why is she in the Protectorate of Mages?
The angel in the other room told me that this place gives you what you are intending to find.
Oh, of course. And we're going to find a genie, so it makes sense that we would just be playing with all kinds of tropes, wouldn't we?
Do you think that's what's happening here?
No. If I were a genie, this is not where I would live. No wonder all the wizards left.
If I recall, this gold door was locked. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to go up the hall.
Okay.
It is strange that there aren't more mages in the Protectorate of Mages.
Renej mentioned that... Oh, it wasn't Renej. Sorry. I think I accidentally named two people Mathilde. But Mathilde, the second, explained to you, it's been a little bit, but she told you that most of the mages had drifted away to other regions long ago, being very long-lived Nagata. There haven't been new mages for a long time, and so Mathilde guards the entrance with a series of magical traps to the magical society, but it's not very habited. And she kind of decides who goes through which traps.
Interesting. Okay.
So, Garreth, at the end of the stone hall, you see 3 doors.
Okay.
So I just thought about something. What if, like, I'm intending to find this thing, and it's like, oh, psych, here's Melina's dead body, impaled on a sword or something, you know? Like, try to be specific with what you're thinking about, okay?
All right. What should we be thinking about?
You know what? Let's leave Melina out of it. Executive decision. Let's be thinking about Asriel's sword.
Garreth is going to say as he walks like over his shoulder almost as he opens the leftmost door.
Okay.
He just
You
kind of
say what you just said as you open the leftmost door?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, give me 1 second to reveal areas.
Whoa.
I'm just going to reveal this other area really fast so that in case we need it, it's there. So, Garreth, you approach the leftmost door to your surprise and delight. It is closed but not locked. It creaks a little bit as you open it. Oops, sorry. I was trying to grab everybody else and I grabbed you.
Oh my.
I'm just going to stick them inside.
Ta-da-da!
It's dark in the room at first, but you hear kind of a sputtering as you walk in, and you see dancing, glowing firelight coming from deeper inside the room. This room is full of, that you're in right now, is, so you're in like kind of a long hallway. It seems to have fine furnishings, several stacks of rugs on top of one another. Every once in a while you see like a brass lantern. You see a few small satchels of gold. It looks like a place where things have been kind of discarded. None of it is worth a lot, but it's all been kind of cast off. The room grows more opulent the further into it you walk, and especially as you get nearer to the braziers deep inside of the room. And there's kind of like a thrum coming from where the braziers are as well. And you see, how far in do you go?
As I walk in and I'm seeing the treasure and I'm feeling the thrum and all that directly across from where the door opens, like it sounds like it's relatively well lit. Is that correct?
No, sorry. So directly across from where the door opens is shadowy. It's best lit in the narrow chamber towards where the braziers are.
Uh-huh.
That room is pretty shadowy. You see kind of stacks and piles. You assume it looks rather like the room that you're in.
I don't see any movement though.
No.
That's not just like dancing firelight.
You don't see any movement and you don't hear any creatures. Would you like to roll a perception check to be sure?
Yeah, and I'm going to proceed into that area there. Perception check. Here we go. How we do? 7.
Okay. You thought you heard something, but it was Evelyn withdrawing her scimitar just in case.
DM, would you mind if Tessina rolled a check?
Sure.
Perception style. 22, nat 20 for Tessina.
Garreth, I don't think there's anyone in here. Do you think that is weird?
I think this whole thing is weird.
Is this what we wished for?
It's not what I was thinking of. Was it what you were thinking of?
No. Even when I thought about something else, this isn't it.
Evelyn?
No, I had never thought about a room like this.
Well, it must be Princess Slobberchop's doing then. And Garreth will proceed in.
She's very powerful.
Because you can't help but to see what's at the top of the thing.
Okay, Garreth, as you draw closer to the braziers, the thrumming kind of increases in volume. Boom, dum, 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 dum. It's like that pretty game that I got on Switch where like you're going the right way when the music is like cueing you forward. Grease. So at the corners of this room are 2 brass braziers. There are 2 on either side of a very opulent staircase, and then 2 more in front of, I'm going to call it a vampire countess mirror. There is a giant mirror. It doesn't have as sketchy a vibe as the one that you encountered that was a portal in Egan. So that's good. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This does not have that vibe. But with her 22 perception check, Tessina kind of lets you know, like, I think something lives in the mirror, or I don't know, Garrett, it's whispering to me, the spirits.
Ugh. When Garreth looks at the mirror, are we reflected with fidelity in the mirror, or are there alterations to what we see in the mirror?
Roll one more perception check for me.
By the flame of the forge, I really hope that I can see real good.
Uh, 16 plus 1. A gentleman 17.
With your gentleman 17, you see that you are reflected with fidelity, except the braziers aren't there. It's well lit. Actually, you're reflected with fidelity. The stone walls are reflected with fidelity. The braziers aren't there. Neither is anything else that is in the room. So like if you looked really far back behind you, the treasures, the rugs, any of the finery doesn't show up in the mirror.
Oh. You notice the braziers aren't there.
Garreth, do you remember what Mathilde said?
No, that was weeks ago.
Seek the mirror, Garreth Stowstack, and find thy fate.
Oh my goodness, that is really... Well, we found it. Good job, everyone.
But Garreth, what do you want your fate to be? I think that is the question.
What's a pretty big question, isn't it?
It is.
Garreth will step up to the mirror,
Okay.
regard himself carefully.
Evelyn steps up beside you. Raises an eyebrow. The scene is holding tight to Princess Slobber Chops.
And Garreth is going to... I guess he's just going to be thinking about restoring Vulcan and all the good that would come from that and what that would mean specifically for his dearly departed. And he's going to kind of like squint and get closer to the mirror. And then he's going to slowly reach out a hand and touch the surface of it.
Okay. As you think about it and you go to touch the surface, your finger ripples through like water.
It's a portal. I knew it was a portal.
So can we all go through together?
We've come this far together. Do you want to see what's on the other side?
All right.
So Garreth takes Tessina's hand in one hand and Evelyn's hand in the other, even though Evelyn struggles.
Yeah, Evelyn's like, you're like holding her hand and her hand is just kind of like...
And we valiantly stride towards the mirror. Into the unknown.
You smack into the glass.
Ah.
Sorry if that was really loud on my microphone. I didn't think through that all the way. I got too excited.
Ow.
It's a little streaky now, but after a minute, the mirror seems to like kind of shiver and clear itself.
Garreth looks at Evelyn accusatorily.
Why do you think it's my fault?
You didn't want to go through.
I didn't want to hold your hand.
That's the same thing.
If we're trying to find the Sword of Vulcan, in addition to all the other things we're trying to do, I don't understand how I'm supposed to do that and hold your hand and be ready for whatever is going to be facing us on the other side. But if Neferi is just on the other side of this mirror and we walk through and we're just holding hands.
Well, then he'll know that he's facing a foe all the greater because they derive their power from friendship.
Behind you, Tessina goes, yeah.
See, she gets it.
All right.
What is that in your hand? What'd you find?
I'm assuming she's got the book from the library that she had been studying.
Yeah, she's got a book and a dagger. She has a, when you look at it, you can't read it. She kind of holds it out and says, oh, it's just a local history.
Well, don't sound so dismissive about it. We came a long way for that.
Well, I wanted to know more about your ex before I just went roaming around. there. So
Look what I found. He's going to show Tessina and Evelyn the accounting that he found of the fall of the forge.
Evelyn kind of squints at it. What is... This is blank.
Ah. Because of the magic of the library, don't you see?
No. What's wrong with your book? The library?
No, if you leave the library, then you can't read unless you're meant to. You know, same reason yours looks like gobbledygook to me. As Garreth is...
You can't read this?
No.
Oh. And you found out about this from an angel who just appeared to you?
Yes, Relia.
Good.
You can count on her. It's in her name.
That's certainly not a trick. I thought I had a cool name for her, but I realized it was a name I'd already used, and now I'm a little bit bummed out.
I like Relia.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry, I had Zorius, but that was... You already met them.
Oh.
I thought that was a cooler name.
Looking at does Garreth see anything of immediate importance in the accounting of the fall of the forge?
The writer for the writer is a little bit wordy. Roll one more perception check for me. Or sorry, roll an investigation check for me, and let's see what you find.
16?
Okay. So with your 16, you do find a story that kind of stands out to you, of the writer meeting a beautiful witch who had access to a powerful magical artifact that she was looking to hide shortly thereafter the forge fell.
So, sorry. The writer met a witch?
Mm-hmm. Remember Astrid? Tessina's shadow?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, there's so much farting happening behind me.
We're so comfy.
Yeah. The writer met a witch who had a powerful artifact that she needed to hide.
Do I think that the witch is Astrid, who hid the sword?
It could be a different witch who had a powerful artifact. It could be Astrid with the sword. It would make sense if Garreth thought, I bet this is Astrid with the sword, as that's what Astrid told you she did with it.
Perfect. I'm a detective.
You're doing so well. I love your questions.
Is Astrid with us?
She's in Tessina's shadow.
Yeah. Well, we're going to use the brazier. I also almost always say brazier every time because I'm reading the word in my head as I say it. So we're going to guide Tessina over to the brazier and get a good shadow going. And then Garreth is going to say, "Is this you?" to Astrid.
And you can, so you see Astrid kind of appear in the mirror. Like she's a lot more developed in terms of form in the mirror.
Oh, interesting.
In her reflection.
Okay.
And so the form in the mirror kind of looks at you really intently and says, "Yes, that was me. I told you this story. You know where the sword is."
Does Garreth understand what she's talking about?
I left out the priest, perhaps, but he didn't seem very important, and you're already a priest of Vulcan. I assumed that you would talk to him somehow.
I must have missed him at our weekly check-in. So the sword is at the forge, yes?
It was. But that was before the forge was overtaken. I thought it would be safe.
And now it's...
I hope it's hidden at the forge.
Oh, okay.
If I were a fairy, I would have already found it. But I know where it is at the forge, where I left it. But how many copies of this do you think that there are?
Is she talking about the book?
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine it's a wide... It's a very niche subject matter, I think.
That's true.
Okay. Well, ladies, I'm gonna go through that mirror and see what happens. You're welcome to follow me if you can. I don't think it'll let you, much to my dismay, but I'm gonna see what happens. And if I can come back and tell you, then I will. But if it's...
What should we do?
No, if it's more than... If it's too dangerous to stay here, it becomes clear that I'm not quickly coming back in the next... Let's say the next... If it's more than 3 hours, then go on. Or if it gets too dangerous, then go on. And I'll rendezvous with you back at the Mellow Maiden.
You don't want us to come after you?
Well, if you can't go into the mirror, then I don't know how you would follow. If you can go through the mirror, then please do.
I understand. Okay. That you didn't want us to come at all.
No, I do. If you can, then that'd be great. I don't want to do whatever I have to do through that mirror by myself. We've come so far together. As a team, he says, grabbing both of their hands with the power of friendship.
The power of friendship. All right, we'll follow you, Garreth.
Can Garreth get a read on what Tessina's thinking? What kind of vibe is she putting out?
Roll an insight check.
Inside check. I get +6 to those. So naturally I rolled an 11.
Can you tell me Tessina's charisma modifier?
Tessina's charisma modifier is +4.
Okay. Tessina seems to feel a little bit more relieved now that you want that she knows that you want them to come with you. She's worried.
Me too.
I think outside of that, she's a little hard to read.
Garreth is going to say, just kind of a little bit more seriously,
We prevail together with friendship.
and he's going to give their hands another squeeze and then back into the mirror.
Nice. As soon as you let go of their hands, the mirror accepts you.
Whoop,
Woo.
whoop.
It doesn't make a sound like in the office. It does make kind of like a warbling, like. It sounds kind of like you're underwater. Garreth, as you step through the mirror, what are you thinking about?
He's thinking about redeeming Vulcan to his forge and all the good that that's going to bring, both personally and in the world.
Okay. I would also like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. I get +6 to those.
Dirty 20.
You're so funny. Garreth, you step through into a black portal. For a moment, all you can hear is the sound of being underwater. You feel the kind of pull, the same pull that pulled you towards the mirror, pulling you back further and further away from your friends. Space around you starts to kind of compress and feel tighter, pressing on your chest. But you can't stand it anymore. You keep going forward.
Oh yeah, we didn't expect this to be a pleasant experience. I aged like 14 years just getting in the front door, so...
It was 4 years. Yeah, traveling through the ether. The ether's no joke.
Garreth throws his long white beard behind his shoulder.
I think if Garreth takes a long rest, he'll feel better about the 4 years that he aged.
Don't fall asleep.
Garreth, as you step through the portal, your feet land. Beneath them, you're standing on soft ash. Ahead of you flows a river of lava. And in the distance, everything's really dark, but you see top of a volcano explode. And a bloop, bloop, bloop of molten lava flow down its side. A few moments pass. You stand there alone, staring at the volcano.
Ellie behind me. Is the mirror still there? I'm not about to be like surrounded by lava or anything, right?
No, where you are standing. See, why don't you roll a perception check?
Let me perceive what the heck is going on here. There seems to be a volcano.
Perception of 22.
With your perception check of 22, you see, you're not about to be surrounded by lava. You're standing on a place where there used to be a lava flow, but seems to be safe, at least for now. You're not exactly positive where to go, but you're pretty sure that you're at Vulcan's Forge. You saw this volcano in your vision. That kind of comes back to you now. And you don't see, right now, you don't see any patrols or anything, so it seems to be safe-ish for you to be where you are.
Well, I'm going to take whatever route seems to be the one that leads more towards the forge, and I will grit my teeth and ready my hammer and start walking.
Okay. At what pace are you going, and how far do you go?
I have no concept of scale or space or how far anything is. So, I mean, I'm going to be trying to go with some caution. I'm not like running. But I have no idea. Like, is the volcano?
Okay. So with your 22, you see that there's like a spot kind of to your left where there's a slight rise, and you might get a better view of the area. It doesn't seem like there's a sentry post or anything built on it, but you also know that you are, for now, in enemy terrain. And so, Garreth, I think that could make sense. Right now, you see where the volcano is. You think that the entrance would maybe be on the backside of it from where you are, as you don't see any doors or structures or anything, but you haven't been inside of a volcano before, as far as I know.
Yeah, so what Garreth wants to do is he wants to cautiously proceed towards wherever he thinks his objective is. He wants to avoid detection, and he wants to gather some intelligence or like understand the terrain. He'd like to find, I don't know if he'd like to find like a cave or like a hidey hole or something, so that he can rest before kicking in the front door.
Okay.
Because he's kind of hurt. And he definitely doesn't want to get snatched by a genie right now.
Right. Are you trying to wait on Evelyn or Tessina?
Yeah, he'd definitely be waiting for a moment, but if they didn't come through pretty quick, I think that he'd go ahead and go, and he'd be looking back, but he's kind of thinking that they're not going to be able to follow him.
Okay. So a few minutes pass. You start trudging away, and then kind of hear from behind you, Garreth?
Oh, yay. Garreth whips around and run towards Tessina and picks her up.
Okay, yeah. Tessina hugs you back really tight. Garreth, where are we?
I think this is
Her eyes get really big when she sees the volcano.
the seat of Vulcan's power. Well, Alessandra's at the moment, but we'll see to that.
Do you feel extra powerful?
Do I feel extra powerful?
I think right now you feel a little tired. Maybe.
I totally feel more powerful. This will be a walk in the park.
That's good. Evelyn came through ahead of me. Where is she?
I don't know. I imagine she's wherever she set her mind to.
Tessina pulls Princess Flowerchops out of her cloak. Well, we're all three together, so there's that.
I think we need to find a place to lay low for a moment and gather ourselves before we see what fresh challenges await us.
I think that's a good idea. Here, she kind of takes your hand and starts murmuring a spell and does like a shoot. Now I want to say protect trace. Pass without a trace.
Pass without
sorry.
trace.
Yeah. She casts that around you all as you start to look for a place to stay.
Yeah.
Or a cave or something. It takes a little bit of digging, but as your eyes adjust to kind of the fluctuations of volcanic light, you do find tucked away in one of the hillsides, you do find a cave-like structure that it's relatively shallow, but it doesn't seem to be in use.
Okay. We will
And
post up there.
Says, you can take watch so you can rest first.
Very well. You look a little bit more hale than I. At the first sign of danger, please rouse me.
I will, I promise.
Princess Slobberchops.
The Tressum kind of curls up against your chest and promptly falls asleep.
Well, I was going to tell Princess Slobberchops to keep watch too, but I guess this is pretty good too.
So Garreth is going to try to get rest.
Yay! Okay, honey. I think that's where we're going to stop for this evening. And then I'll let you know at the beginning of our next session how Gareth's rest goes. Does that work okay for you?
That works for me. Oh,
Okay.
so I shouldn't hit the long rest button.
You can hit it. That's probably fine.
Okay. Yay.
Yay!
Feeling much better.
Good.
Cool. At the foot of the forge.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I like it.
Good. I'm really glad. Do you mean at the foot of Vulcan's pride?
Yes. That's what I meant.
I like that Alessandra renamed it.
Thank you for DMing for me, honey.
You're welcome. Thank you, friends in chat, for joining and hanging out with us. He's gonna hammer out a solution soon. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you friends in the chat for hanging out with us. It's so good to see you all again. I know we've been gone for a little while, but it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you, especially to our patrons who make all of our video content possible. Our patrons over at patreon.com/Grove Guardian Press are helping us to make a one-on-one D&D campaigns in the Steimharad, the land of vampires, another domain of Eldura, and enjoy D&D rewards as well as brand new fiction rewards, where they get short stories and early access to Beth's fiction work. Thanks, Doug in Texas, for hanging out with us. Always fun to hang out with you as well. Good to see you again. It's been too long.
I'll say, too, we will be back here next Tuesday. We won't be here on Friday because my mom is coming to visit.
Yes, and, family.
Yeah.
It's important.
She doesn't play D&D yet, so.
Oh, my gosh. I think that's the next move.
Okay.
A new stream.
With Mamo.
With Mamo. And Beth and Jonathan. Thanks for DMing for me, honey. Any last words?
I don't think so. I'm really happy we're back. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Like and subscribe, all the fun things.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
We'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a beautiful week.